Sam, I understand that you're going to get reaction for us from the provincial government, at least the position they're taking in this matter.
Yes, indeed, Kathy. You'd understand that the provincial government of Limpopo had its own internal investigation on how municipal monies were siphoned and deposited into VBS, even though the Municipal Act did not allow for this to transpire. We'll now speak to Petisilabo, the provincial spokesperson of the Limpopo provincial government. I almost said the ANC provincial government, but it's the official Limpopo provincial government, and the official speaker for Premier Stanley Chupuma Tabata will respond to this issue of the VBS report by the South African Reserve Bank through Advocate Matlow, and also what are the steps that the provincial government has been taking in order to try and recoup the monies that were deposited by the various municipalities in the province, and especially that of this municipality that involves the district mayor of Vembe district municipality, Florence Radzelani, also the deputy chair of the ANC, who asked Kathy for that 300,000 rands Christmas gift. Well, Puti, your mayors are asking for 300,000 rands Christmas gifts. How much have you gotten as a Christmas gift?
No, Christmas is still far. Look, Sam, the issue here is that the provincial government has noted the report. It's a very serious thing. It's a serious problem that we need to deal with. But our forensic investigations is underway. In a month or few days' time, we should be done with the investigations. Once we get the findings and the recommendations, we're going to implement each and every recommendation just to make sure that we bridge the trust deficit between ourselves as government and the people that we are serving. We need our people to have confidence in us that their money is safe with us. So we're not going to sugarcoat anything. This Reserve Bank report will be used as a point of reference.
You're using this Reserve Bank report as a point of reference, but it's very damning against one of the senior ANC officials and government officials in the form of Danny Msiza, who's seen as the fixer or the negotiator, who's even getting incentives of about 2 to 3% out of all the deals he was able to secure for the municipalities in order for them to deposit into VBS. And it is perceived that Danny Msiza is a very close political ally of Stanley Chupuma Tabata. How is he going to deal with this issue of Danny Msiza, whom he sits with in the ANC top 5, and the Christmas gift deputy chairperson Florence Radzelani?
The government, the Limpopo provincial government, stand on corruption is very clear, is well documented. The Premier deals with corruption regardless of who is involved. So if indeed there has been somebody who is involved in whichever way, whether a relative, a friend, or so, that person will be dealt with like any other corrupt person. So there's no shading, there's no shielding of any other person. And unfortunately, the person you have asked about is not in government, but the ANC seemingly have their own processes. But what we are saying is that if amongst us as government we find that one of us has put his or her fingers in the public till, we are definitely going to deal with that.
But Danny Msiza was the fixer here. He was negotiating for municipalities to deposit into VBS, probably using his cap as a businessman, and more importantly, abusing his cap, or seemingly abusing his cap, as the ANC's then provincial treasurer, and again elected at your conference earlier on this year as the provincial treasurer. Surely he should be held accountable for having issues and pertainingly getting municipalities into investing into VBS, whom he was looting alongside other business people and Floyd Shivambu's younger brother Brian Shivambu.
You know, what we are saying ourselves as government is that once we are done with our own investigations, we'll be able to implement all the recommendations. We are going to be able to take the harshest possible actions against anyone implicated. And at the moment, we don't want to jump into conclusion, because whatever we might be saying, we might either indirectly or directly jeopardize our own investigations. We want the process to be concluded. Once concluded, because the terms of reference are not the same. Once concluded, definitely we'll make them public. Will also take actions and will make serious pronouncements, because we don't believe that at this type of things are the type of things that should have happened. We need to make sure that we don't have this type of activities even in the near future.
When are you releasing your report as the Limpopo provincial government?
We believe that in about a month or so, the investigation is underway. We are looking at around November, the end of November, we should be ready.
I'm going to put you on the spot here for our very last question. I've been told by close people that the last meeting, which Premier Stanley Matabata was in as the provincial chairperson of the ANC along with other officials of the ANC, including Denim Caesar and Florence Radzilani, that the president of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa of the ANC, was very livid and angry and literally almost sent the Limpopo provincial ANC leadership packing from Luthuli House because they weren't giving him clear answers on VBS. What did Stanley Matabata tell you about this meeting, and did it actually infuse him to be more ruthless and brutal in his dealings as the premier of the province in dealing with this VBS issue?
Look, what the position of the premier is very clear. We're talking about public money, we're talking about public confidence. We are saying once we find that somebody has done something wrong, even your great children will remember the type of action that we'll have taken. We're going to be very harsh. We're going to send a very strong and powerful message to the people of this province to say, never in your lifetime allow your fingers to get into the public till.
So we could be seeing Denim Caesar and Florence Radzilani in orange overalls?
I won't comment on that.
Would they be in orange overalls?
Definitely. You know, if the forensic investigation says we need to press criminal charges, we won't care who is involved. We're definitely going to go ahead, press charges, and allow the NPA to prosecute those that need to be prosecuted.
Well, Kathy, seemingly it looks like the provincial government in Limpopo is saying that ANC top brass officials may find themselves in orange overalls and having a nice, good Christmas gifts in their orange overalls in prison should the NPA find them guilty in any court of law if they do take the cases forward, saying the Limpopo provincial government will also be releasing its own findings in early November or late November. Kathy.
Well, Sam, before you get excited, just watch out for that disclaimer, because the bulk of cases have been lost in that disclaimer issued there by the provincial spokesperson, Puti Seloba. Samkele Maseko is out in Limpopo for us. Well, when